sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. 8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to support the show and support SHR Media, go to Reaver.one and click on the shop button. How's everybody doing today? I'm feeling pretty good myself. Now, the other day I had an issue with my mic. Or I didn't have an issue with my mic, I should say. And I gave it a compliment. I said, hey, I haven't had an issue in a long time with the mic. And, yeah, now I'm starting to have the problem with the damn mic. Grr animals. So, we got John Kerry coming to the podium, and we're going to cut to, well, no, not yet. He's going to be coming to the podium shortly, and once he gets here, we'll listen to what Frankenstein has to say, because he says that he has the principles now for peace in the Middle East. Obama and John Kerry have been in offices for how long now? And now, less than a month before they are to leave office, they have come up with a master plan that will give us peace in the Middle East. Peace in the Middle East. I'm trying to see some. C-SPAN's going to be carrying it. All right. Yeah, out of nowhere, they now understand. After they've gone after Israel, our ally, for building houses, they know how to create peace in the Middle East. The people that have some of the worst human rights records know how to create peace. And that's why I don't understand with this whole goddamn Israel thing. These countries, some of these countries that signed on, have the worst human rights record. And the UN is going to chastise Israel because they're building houses. And if you think that's all that's going to happen, wait. There's more. There's more. There's more to come. That's all. That's not all this administration is going to do before the way out. They're going to try to screw over Israel. And the only one that's been protecting Israel, because if you look at a map, and it showed you the Muslim, non-democracy, non-freedom countries, and then show what countries have freedom and democracy, and it's a little speck called Israel, surrounded. In fact, from there all the way to China, there is no freedom. You got Japan on one side, and then you got Israel. And in between, there's no freedom. So, yes, let's have UN go after Israel. I'm so sick of all this chest thumping from this administration. They don't like Israel. And it's funny because the Democrat Party has always been the party of the Jews. And now they got a problem. It's more proof that Obama's a god dang Muslim. I'm serious. I've known that since, well, he converted. Yes, I understand that. I know a lot of people. Listen, I watched the interview with him before he even announced he was running for president. And I watched that interview, and I watched him sit there and say that he just converted. Now, amazingly, that interview has disappeared. But myself and a couple others at the squad were watching it. Because, to be honest, we're sitting there thinking, how the hell is a Barack Hussein Obama going to get elected? And this was shortly after, not long after 9/11. And we're sitting there thinking, and I was like, there's no way in hell, after what just happened with 9/11, is a Muslim going to get elected president in this country. Whether he converted or not. God damn, I was wrong. Holy shit. People bought into his bullshit. Hook, line, and sinker. Including me. At first. I will admit it. I bought, and I've talked to other conservatives, and they bought into the bullshit too. They did. That's what he does. That's what Obama does. So, for those that are going to stick their nose in the air and try to act like they're above everybody else, now, because most of you did too, you're just too embarrassed to admit it. I have no qualms admitting it. He got us. He got us fair and square. Now, that was the first term. Second term, there's a lot of idiots. Oh, did you guys hear Obama said he could have won a third term against Trump? Well, here's the thing. And if you look at figures and figures alone, and it's hard to adjust for everything. If you take Obama's 2012 figures and you take Trump's, I know it won't equal out perfect, but if you take those numbers and go by those numbers alone, Trump would have beat him. Trump would have won hands down. Now, it's hard to do the whole crossover because, okay, Obama's figures, his approval ratings are still up right now. But the last several elections, he was out there screaming that it was his legacy, his policies we were voting on, and the Democrats have lost big time. Over 1,000 seats the Democrats have lost underneath Obama and Pelosi's leadership. And every election, it's been, you're voting on my legacy. My legacy. Oh. Your legacy just got its ass handed to it. Whether you like it or not. Whether you think people would back you or not. Because I still say a lot of people voted for him a second time. Because the whole had to do it because he's black. If not, I'm a racist. I mean, you had a lot of people voting for Hillary because she's a woman. It'd be sexist not to vote for her. Well, voting for her because she was a woman was sexist. Making any decision just solely on the sexual orientation or, what dangles or what doesn't dangle between the legs, that is sexist. And, I love that. I'm voting for her because she's a female. You're a sexist. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. You're a sexist for saying that. No, I'm not. You're basing your vote solely on what dangles or doesn't dangle between the legs. That's being sexist. You're a hate speaker. Oh. I always love that one. Say something they don't like. Don't speak that hate to me. Here's your safety pin. Shut up. You know what you can do that safety pin? Yeah. Use it to seal those lips. Because I don't want to hear it anymore. Have you noticed a lot of that is starting to die down? It's still going on, but even the media is not reporting it because the Democrats are going, oh, shit, it's backfiring on us. It's like this whole fake news. You're going to see that kind of fade off into the sunset soon. Why? Because it's backfiring on them. It's especially when you have the captain of fake news to lead the battle against it, Brian Williams. Yes, Brian Williams is trying to lead the charge on fake news. Mr. Fake News himself is trying to lead the charge on fake news. God, it just... Oh my God, do you guys hear yourself talk? Do you think this over before you act? If I was MSNBC, I'd be going, hold on, Brian, shut up. Zip your lips. And, you need to shut up on the fake news thing. That's not smart. You've created more fake news. Well, you're not as bad as Hillary, but you're right up there. So I need you to just zip it and go on to something else. If you want to champion for something here, champion for gorillas. Granimals. Excuse me. Something. It's like, oh my God. I'm going to champion for it. Almost bad as Hillary. I landed underneath sniper fire. We had to run for cover as soon as we landed. One of the freaking reporters sitting there. Yeah, I was on that trip. We kind of did a whole ceremony on the ground with kids, and there was no sniper fire. They were firing shots at us. As we were coming in for a landing, they were shooting at us. No, they weren't. Oh, I was mistaken. Oh, I was thinking of a movie. That's the problem. She's like, oh, I was mistaken. I'm sorry. It never happened to her. Do you imagine what would happen if, as First Lady, there was sniper fire on her? Don't you think we would have flattened that area? First Lady has been shot at. That would have hit the news. First Lady shot at. Sniper fire all over the place. News at 11. We have now turned the area that the shots came from into a huge parking lot. And I would have been like, yeah, go for it. Flatten that part. That woods. I tried to go in the Marines, but they turned me down because I'm a woman. Number one, it never happened. Number two, she's talking about the 70s. All right, right, wrong, or indifferent. That was a different time period and different morality, different ideas in the world. Right, wrong, or indifferent. That's how it was. Even women, they were trying to fight it. That's when some of the big time bra burning went on and all that. But it wasn't like there was a big movement already done, and everybody was for women being in the military. I mean, they were in the military, but people were fighting it still. So it's like, is she just trying to do stuff to bang on her chest and make herself look big? And for those that don't know, if you look at gorillas, when they try to intimidate other gorillas, what do? They bang on each other's chests to try to intimidate others. And then if you get aggressive, usually with those gorillas, they back down. We're waiting for Frankenstein to come out. They're waiting for a lightning bolt to hit. So that they can get him going. I've been doing this for 3 years, almost 4 years now, and I just miraculously came up with an idea for peace in the Middle East. Yeah, Obama told me to come out and say it's a joke, a joke. Oh, God, and I hate this shit. They're supposed to come out at a certain time, and they're worse than, Axl Rose anymore. Seriously, they're worse than Axl Rose. Trying to be all smooth up in you and coming out late. We're going to make a grand entrance. They're going to think we're cool. We're going to come out late. We're going to make them wait. They do it all the time anymore. I mean, seriously, I didn't. All these politicians. I don't know why they come out with a time frame. Because they never come out on time. They never do. They let's make everybody wait. Make it look good. We're going to look important. And potent. We're going to look impotent. You're going to come out late, make everybody wait. I don't understand all that shit. Oh, and I was talking yesterday on the mall fights. Surprise, surprise, another one happened. But this time they caught it on social media. These things are being purposely set up to happen to cause panic and just mayhem all the way around. And I bet you if they really look deep enough, they're going to find the DNC or George Soros or something Black Lives Matter that are behind it all. Why? Because that's what that whole thing's about, is disrupting peace in America. To cause as much obstruction and just outright hell. That's what the Democrats do. They want to cause as much aggravation to Trump as they can. So he can't push his policies. He'll be too busy dealing with all this other shit. Well, this is what I say. You have another Democrat that came out there, and then we're the party, and no, we're not going to let him do anything. I'm not going to listen. Never. I'm never going to listen to him. I'm never going to agree. I'm never going to vote for him. Oh, here comes John Kerry's waving. Oh, I'm a rock star. I came out late. There we go. Let me get my drink of water. I need water.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
My next album will come out.
Thank you. Excuse me.
Me.
Thank you for your patience, all of you. For those of you who celebrated Christmas, I hope you had a wonderful Christmas.
It takes a while to get Frankenstein up and moving.
And to everybody here, I know it's the middle of a holiday week. I understand. But I wish you all a very, very productive.
I wish you Merry Christmas.
Today, I want to share candid thoughts about an issue which for decades has animated the foreign policy dialogue here and around the world, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Throughout his administration,
Get Hamas out of it and we'd be doing
President
better.
Obama has been deeply committed to Israel and its security.
Yeah.
And that commitment has guided his pursuit of peace in the Middle East. This is an issue which all of you know I have worked on intensively during my time as Secretary of State for one simple reason. Because the two-state solution is the only way to achieve
It's the only way.
and lasting peace between Israelis and Palestinians. It is the only way to ensure Israel's future as a Jewish and democratic state, living in peace and security.
Now, hang on, I got to interrupt here because everything I've read and seen, Israel really doesn't have a major issue with Palestine. The issue is with Hamas, and Hamas always starting shit. That's where it comes down to. Maybe if the UN stepped in and went after Hamas, the terrorist group, we can get peace between Palestine and Israel.
Now in jeopardy, and provide some context for why we could not, in good conscience, stand in the way of a resolution at the United Nations that makes clear that both sides must act now to preserve the possibility of peace. I'm also here to share my conviction that there is still a way forward if the responsible parties are willing to act. And I want to share practical suggestions for how to preserve and advance the prospects for the just and lasting peace that both sides deserve. So it is vital that we have an honest, clear-eyed conversation about the uncomfortable truths and difficult choices, because the alternative that is fast becoming the reality on the ground is in nobody's interest. Not the Israelis, not the Palestinians, not the region, and not the United States. Now, I want to stress that there is an important point here. My job, above all, is to defend the United States of America, to stand up for and defend our values and our interests in the world. And if we were to stand idly by and know that in doing so we are allowing a dangerous dynamic to take hold, which promises greater conflict and instability to a region in which we have vital interests, we would be derelict in our own responsibilities. Regrettably, some seem to believe that the U.S. friendship means the U.S. must accept any policy, regardless of our own interests, our own positions, our own words, our own principles, even after urging again and again that the policy must change. Friends need to tell each other the hard truths, and friendships require mutual respect.
And friends don't fuck
Israel's
over friends.
permanent representative to the United Nations, who does not support
Friends
a
don't
two-state
allow
solution,
bullies to bully
said
their
after
friends.
the vote last week, quote, "It was to be expected that Israel's greatest ally would act in accordance with the values that we share and veto this resolution."
I couldn't say that with a straight face.
That the United States did, in fact, vote in accordance with our values, just as previous U.S. administrations have done at the Security Council.
Man, these people that write these speeches, they are so fucking creative. Imagine the bullshit movies they can come up with if they can come up with these lines.
Any other country. This friend that has blocked countless efforts to delegitimize Israel cannot be true to our own values or even the stated democratic values of Israel. And we cannot properly defend and protect Israel if we allow a viable two-state solution to be destroyed before our own eyes. And that's the bottom line.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold John Kerry said so.
That's what we were standing up for. Israel's future is a Jewish and democratic state.
Yeah. We're going to allow Israel to be bullied by a bunch of countries that have some of the worst human rights records. So we're going to allow the UN to bully them by as we sit here and not do nothing.
Absolutely unwavering commitment to advancing
People are trying to climb over the shit that's piling up in that room.
On this point, I want to be very clear.
On this point, I want to be very clear.
No American administration has done more for Israel's security than Barack Obama's.
Barack has done shit for Israel. All right, he just poked a person's eye out. His nose grew so fast and so big, he knocked someone's eye out.
Military exercises are more advanced than ever. Our assistance for Iron Dome has saved countless Israeli lives. We have consistently supported Israel's right to defend itself by itself.
Yeah, as we have condemned Israel protecting itself against Hamas terrorist attacks.
Time and again,
yeah.
demonstrated that we have Israel's back. We have
again, as we condemn them for protecting themselves.
And sanctions.
Yeah, we got their back, all right.
International fora. Whenever and wherever its legitimacy was attacked.
Can we get the adults back in charge, please?
The UN system.
I can't wait till the adults are back in charge.
And budget deficits. We repeatedly increased funding to support Israel.
Oh, now they're worried about budget deficits.
More than one half of our entire global foreign military financing goes to Israel. And this fall, we concluded an historic $38 billion memorandum of understanding that exceeds any military assistance package the United States has provided to any country.
Have you ever noticed Obama has done the most for every country better than anybody else ever in the history of the United States? Oh, this shit's getting deep, people.
This commitment to Israel's security is actually very personal for me.
Because I love screwing over Jews.
Israel as a young senator in 1986.
Young senator.
I was captivated.
Frankenstein hasn't been young in God knows how long.
One that I immediately admired and soon grew to love. Over the years, like so many others who are drawn to this extraordinary place, I have climbed Masada, swum in the Dead Sea, driven from.
She complained every moment I climbed her.
I've also seen the dark side of Hezbollah's rocket storage facilities just across the border in Lebanon, walked through the exhibits of the hell of the Holocaust at Yad Vashem, stood on the Golan Heights, and piloted an Israeli jet over the tiny...
Yeah, and they allowed Iran to sit on the UN floor and give a speech about the Holocaust never happened. Yeah, that's real great for... oh, my God.
I've also often visited West Bank communities.
Obama's getting shit, so now he's trying to jump on the... Oh, no. You're misunderstanding. You think just like guns. I want to take guns away from people because I want to make them safer. I want to make them be able to defend themselves, so I'm going to take the guns away from them. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Permits that they needed to get their products to the market. And families who have struggled to secure permission.
This administration's so full of shit.
For needed medical care.
God, I'm so glad.
And I have witnessed firsthand the ravages of the conflict that has
wicked
gone
witch
on for
of the
far
West didn't
too
win.
long. I've seen Israeli children in Sderot whose playgrounds had been hit by Katyusha rockets. I visited shelters next to schools in Kiryat Shimona. The kids had 15 seconds to get to after a warning siren went off. I've also seen the devastation of war in the Gaza Strip, where Palestinian girls in Ishbat Abed Rabo played in the rubble of a bombed-out building. No children, Israeli or Palestinian,
oh, here we go, the children
have to live like that. So despite the obvious difficulties that I understood when I became Secretary of State,
That only he
I
understood.
knew that I had to do everything in my power to help
God, we
end
missed
this
our
conflict.
first break. Shit.
And I was grateful to be working for President Obama, who was prepared
Because
to
nobody
take
else would have
risks
hired
for
me.
peace and was deeply committed to that effort. Like previous U.S. administrations,
Yeah, and so did Hitler think he was
we have
for
committed
peace.
our influence
Since,
and
you know, the
resources
Democrats
to
want to
trying
go
to
that
resolve
route.
the
You know,
Arab-Israeli
Hitler
conflict.
thought he was doing
Because,
peaceful
yes,
stuff,
it would
too.
serve American interests to
He
stabilize
thought he
a
was doing the
volatile
best
region
for Germany.
and fulfill America's commitment to the survival, security,
So,
and
anyway.
well-being of an Israel at peace with its Arab neighbors. Despite our best
You're
efforts
so full
over
of
the
shit.
years,
It's not even funny.
the two-state solution is now in serious jeopardy.
Yeah, because you fucked it over with
The
that
truth is
by
that
allowing
trends
it. You
on
and
the
Obama.
ground,
An Egypt paper
terrorism,
has claimed they have proof that
settling
Obama was
and
behind
seemingly endless occupation.
this.
They are combining to
That's what's
destroy
funny.
hopes for peace on both
Egypt,
sides,
who
and
originally wrote the
increasingly
original paper.
cementing an irreversible one-state reality that most people do not actually want.
The
Today,
camera
there are
fades
a number-
out.
There are
The crowd is
similar
asleep.
number of Jews and Palestinians living between the Jordan River and the Mediterranean Sea. They have a choice. They can choose to live together in
They're
one
trying to get
state,
creative with
or they
the
can
cameras
separate
because
into
everybody's
two
falling asleep.
But here is a fundamental reality.
The lies, the lies, the
Choice
lies.
is one state. Israel can either be Jewish or democratic. It cannot be both. And it won't ever really be at peace. Moreover, the Palestinians will never fully realize their vast potential in a homeland of their own with a one-state solution. Now, most on both sides understand this basic choice. And that is why it is important that polls of Israelis and Palestinians show that there is still strong support for the two-state solution, in theory.
Yeah, but
They just
Israel
don't believe
has
that
no
it can
problem
happen.
with it. Palestine has no problem with the
decades of
two-state solution.
conflict,
It is the
many no
Muslim
longer see the
terrorist
other
group
side as
Hamas,
people,
and that's what he does
only
not
as
talk
threats
about.
and enemies.
It is Hamas who keeps
Both
causing
sides
the
continue to push a
goddamn
narrative
problems.
that
If
claims
they were
to
out of the
people's
picture,
fears
we wouldn't have an issue
and
here.
reinforces the worst stereotypes.
Again, a terrorist group is
rather
being protected
than working
by this
into
administration and by
protection
Frankenstein.
and build up belief in the possibility of peace. And the truth is, the extraordinary polarization in this conflict extends beyond Israelis and Palestinians. Allies of both sides are content to reinforce this with an us
I love how
or
they're making
with
it
us or
bigger
against
than it
us
actually
mentality,
is.
where too often anyone who questions Palestinian actions is an apologist for the occupation, and anyone who disagrees with Israel policy is cast as anti-Israel or even anti-Semitic. That's one of the most striking realities about the current situation. This critical decision about the future, one state or two states, is effectively
Three
being
states
made
or four.
on the ground every single day, despite the expressed
Sounds
opinion
like a
of the
nursery
majority
rhyme at this
of the
point.
people. The status quo
Frankenstein
is
do
leading towards
nursery
one
rhyme. One
and
state or
perpetual
two
occupation.
states. 3 states or
But most
4.
of the public either ignores it or has given up hope that anything can be done to change it. And with this
I'm going to let this
passive
play.
resignation,
I'm going to go get a drink,
the problem
bash my
only
head
gets
against the
worse.
wall, and I'll be right
the
back.
risks get greater, and the choices are narrowed.
Hopefully he
This
keeps
sense
talking
of
while I'm
hopelessness
away.
among Israelis
I'll be right back.
is
Listen,
exacerbated by the continuing violence, terrorist attacks against civilians, and incitement, which are destroying belief in the possibility of peace. Let me say it again. There is absolutely no justification for terrorism, and there never will be. And the most recent wave of Palestinian violence has included hundreds of terrorist attacks in the past year, including stabbings, shootings, vehicular attacks, and bombings, many by individuals who have been radicalized by social media. Yet the murderers of innocents are still glorified on Fatah websites, including showing attackers next to Palestinian leaders following attacks. And despite statements by President Abbas and his party's leaders making clear their opposition to violence, too often they send a different message by failing to condemn specific terrorist attacks and naming public squares, streets, and schools after terrorists. President Obama and I have made it clear to the Palestinian leadership countless times, publicly and privately, that all incitement to violence must stop. We have consistently condemned violence and terrorism, and even condemned the Palestinian leadership for not condemning it. Far too often, the Palestinians have pursued efforts to delegitimize Israel in international fora.
Anybody else fall asleep yet?
We have strongly opposed these initiatives, including the recent wholly unbalanced and inflammatory UNESCO resolution regarding Jerusalem. And we have made clear our strong opposition to Palestinian efforts against Israel at the ICC, which only sets back the prospects for peace. And we all understand that the Palestinian Authority has a lot more to do to strengthen its institutions and improve governance. Most troubling of all, Hamas continues to pursue an extremist agenda. They refuse to accept Israel's very right to exist. They have a one-state vision of their own. All of the land is Palestine. Hamas and other radical factions are responsible for the most explicit forms of incitement to violence. And many of the images that they use are truly appalling. And they are willing to kill innocents in Israel and put the people of Gaza at risk in order to advance that agenda. Compounding this, the humanitarian situation in Gaza, exacerbated by the closings of the crossings, is dire. Gaza is home to one of the world's densest concentrations of people, enduring extreme hardships with few
I wish
opportunities.
people could see this.
1.3 million
He's
people
like a
out of
lizard right
Gaza's
now with his tongue. He
population
keeps
of
sticking it out.
1.8 million
Just sticking it straight
are
out.
in
Right.
need of daily assistance.
Bleh.
Food and shelter.
Dude,
Most have electricity less than half the
he's
time,
not Frankenstein.
and only 5% of the water is safe.
He's
to
an
drink.
alien.
And yet, despite the urgency of these needs,
Those reptiles
Hamas
from They
and
Live.
other militant groups continue to rearm
That's what he is.
and divert reconstruction materials to build tunnels.
That'd
threatening
explain
more
why he's
attacks
flicking
on
his
Israeli
tongue out
civilians
like a
that
goddamn
no government can tolerate.
lizard. He's a
Now, at
reptile.
the same time, we have to be clear about what is happening in the West Bank. The Israeli Prime Minister publicly supports a two-state solution. But his
He did it
current
again.
coalition is the most right-wing in Israeli history, with an agenda driven by the most extreme elements.
Oh, here we go. It's the right
The result
wingers.
is that policies of this government, which the Prime Minister himself just described as more committed to settlements than any in Israel's history, are leading in the opposite direction. They're leading towards one state.
He
Israel
had
has
the
increasingly
right wing.
consolidated control over much of the
The
West
right
Bank
wing.
for its own purposes, effectively reversing the transitions to greater Palestinian
blame it on the right
civil
wing.
authority that were called for. by
Because
the
we're so
Oslo Accords.
bipartisan.
I don't think
We're
most
not into
people
this
in Israel,
partisan stuff. We're so
certainly in the
bipartisan.
world,
We're going to just
have
blame
any
everything on the right
idea how
wing.
broad and systematic the process has become. But the facts
But the
speak
facts.
for themselves.
Oh,
The
God.
number of settlers in the roughly 130 Israeli settlements east of the 1967 lines has steadily grown. The settler population in the West Bank alone, not including East Jerusalem, has increased by nearly 270,000 since Oslo, including 100,000 just since 2009, when President Obama's term began. There's no point in pretending that these are just in large settlement blocks. Nearly 90,000 settlers are living east of the separation barrier that was created by Israel itself, in the middle of what, by any reasonable definition, would be the future Palestinian state. And the population of these distant settlements has grown by 20,000 just since 2009. In fact, just recently, the government approved a significant new settlement well east of the barrier.
All right, we're
Closer
going to
to
head to
Jordan.
break right now. He's yammering. I think sometimes, and I'm telling you, he looks like a goddamn reptile. He's an alien that's They're trying to take over our government. That's it. It's got to be that. You're listening to. Whoop. Let me change commercials. Long story on that. I changed commercial. Yeah. About that. Yeah. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media High Plains Pundit Radio. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
Now, at Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. We also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
The bloviating Zeppelin. He's big-footed enough radio shows to last a lifetime, courtesy of Sean, Clint, Ken, and Jersey Joe. Now it's time for him to waddle on his own 2 feet. Via the glorious SHR Media. Gird thy loins for the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon. Coming soon to Ossicles near you. Excelsior.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cops are stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. Well, I try to. I mean, it's not an easy feat. The Jersey Takeovers here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to support the show, send me a check. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Just go to the store. Buy yourself a T-shirt. All the proceeds just go back into the show. They don't go in my pocket. They don't go into Sean's pockets. It might go into his pocketbook. But no, everything that we make off these shirts gets dumped back into the shows to make a better show. That's all. We're not profiting. We're not capitalists. Yes, we are. Oh, I think I lost my mind today. I think I lost it. I'll go looking for it after the show. I have my wife looking for it. I don't miss it. I need help, don't I? I need help. I love you. You love me. John Kerry still speaking randomly. Telling you, he is an alien. He's a reptile alien. He keeps flicking his tongue out. Show my wife, and she's like, ew, stop it. That looks disgusting. Blah, blah. So as I said, yeah. Egyptian papers claim that they have transcripts and proof that the United States was 100% behind the UN resolution. I don't understand. So many of these Middle East countries keep screwing over Obama, running out to the public, and tattletaling on him. Israel did it, and he thinks he can trust them. How dumb is that? Oh, don't worry. We can trust them. They won't turn us in. They won't rat us out. Uh-oh. They ratted us out. I don't know. It is absolutely ridiculous. And I don't understand it. There's no logic, no logical reason. No logic behind it on why. We would be screwing over our allies. And then trying to act like nothing happens. No, we didn't do nothing. No, we just abstained. We didn't want to get in the middle of it. And that's the best analogy I heard is it's a bunch of bullies the UN are. And yeah, that's the way they act anymore. They're a bunch of bullies. Because you got a bunch of countries that went, we're getting in trouble with the UN constantly because of our actions. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to become a part of the UN and take over the leadership of the UN, so therefore we're the ones in charge of the bullying. And that is what the hell is going on. You got... I'm trying to remember which country's in charge of the Human Rights Division. It's like one of the countries with the worst record of human rights, and they're the ones in charge of setting down which countries are breaking the rules. That's like having Hitler look over the Jewish settlement. Or the fox watching the hen house. The UN, the original idea probably was they had a good idea. Had good intentions. But now it's being taken over from the inside and turned into something not favorable to human rights, not favorable to democracy, not favorable to justice. Plain and simple. It's funny. It's December. My neighbor's getting his lawn mowed. Dude, how close is that guy to my house? I hate when they hire the companies, which is fine, but these companies drop the damn deck too low, and it really fudges my yard up, pisses me off. I can't be a dick, and they're coming over 6 inches onto my yard, and they're messing my. All right, now if they were building a fence, I'd be like, whoa, wait a minute, that's permanent. Nope, move it over. They're mowing my lawn. All right. They lower the deck so low, and it scalps. And the grass that we have, the roots are they're near the surface. That's how they survive. And when you go too low, it burns them. Burn. I don't want to say. Listen, is Israel doing perfect? No. But we have the UN, and I can't say so. Let me see something. Let me see. Hey, it's not typing. Trying to see. The United Nations Human Rights Council. Oh, who's leading that? States. Sorry about this. I'm just to prove a point. All right, sitting on the council is Egypt, Rwanda, Tunisia, South Africa, China, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Japan, Hungary, some other country I can't think of, Brazil, Cuba is on the Human Rights Council, the United States, and Britain. The term is 2016 to 2019. These are the countries that are sitting on the council and deciding. Cuba is deciding on human rights. Iraq, China, Egypt, Saudi Arabia. It just, really? You also have, there's like 3 different terms. Kenya, South Korea, no, that's not, they're not that bad. Portugal, Paraguay, El Salvador, Bolivia, Qatar's on it. Oh my God. It's Russia was just on it. Somehow Cuba was on it, and their term was over, and they're back again. Saudi Arabia again. Their term just ended, and they're back. China. It's funny, their terms expired, and they're right back on it again. China, Cuba, Mexico. This is funny. This is absolutely funny. Sitting here reading through this list. These countries, with the worst record, some of them. And that's it. You got a bunch of bullies telling, are the ones that are saying that I just can't wrap my head around it. The UN is nothing but a bunch of bullies anymore. I've been wanting out of the UN for a while now. Before Trump, and a lot of us have been saying it. We want it out. The amount of money that we pay into that organization, they have the free property in the United States and all that. Get it the hell out of here. Start taking the money away. It is not what it was designed for. European nations are not what it was designed for. It's turning into exactly what the Allied forces were fighting against. The UN is turning in exactly what the Allied forces fought against. Same thing with the United States. We're turning into exactly what we fought against. And we're allowing it. We're sitting back and allowing it. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio. And we will be, you got it, right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. We also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
The bloviating Zeppelin. He's big-footed enough radio shows to last a lifetime, courtesy of Sean, Clint, Ken, and Jersey Joe. Now it's time for him to waddle on his own 2 feet via the glorious SHR Media. Gird thy loins for the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon. Coming soon to Ossicles near you. Excelsior.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays 2 ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover's here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget, if you want a kick-ass t-shirt, just go to Reaver.one and click on the shop button. Who's got the button? Can you believe he's still yammering on, trying to convince everybody Obama has nothing but love for Israel, and he tried to protect him, and that's why we didn't vote, and that was our way of protecting him by allowing UN to do with sanctions again. Oh my God. This shit is getting deep in that room. Shit is getting deep, so take off all your clothes. Oh, I'm in a weird mood, ain't I, everybody? So, the tolerance of the left is showing again. In Hawaii, there's a cafe who's pissing off residents with a ban on Trump voters. Now, if we had done this, if Obama had won, could you imagine the backlash we would be getting? You racist. He won, just shut up. So now it's okay that liberals are, banning anybody from eating at these restaurants because they dared to exercise their constitutional right to vote for who they wanted to. How dare millions upon tens of millions dare exercise their constitutional right? I never once said anything about that they shouldn't be allowed to eat or they shouldn't be allowed to do certain things. Those that voted for Obama. I did not like Obama. I don't think the people that voted for him, I don't agree with their decision to vote for him. But it was their constitutional right to vote for him. But God forbid, holy shit, that tens of millions exercise their votes. And now you have all these signs popping up. You can't eat here. They thought they were going to get a very good response in it. And that Hawaii is a very Democrat state. Very Democrat. And not many. And they put it, if you voted for Trump, you cannot eat here. No Nazis. I'm going to go with that. No Nazis. I'm a weak-minded idiot, and I'm just going to parrot what everybody else is saying. Just parrot. Parrot the mainstream media. Probably wanted a cracker. It's the only thing I could do without screaming and yelling and cussing and flipping out. And it's someone wrote on their Facebook, it's childish and very unprofessional. The companies that are doing this are not, it's not going over well for them. No. And I agree with gentleman. He's the president of the National Federation of Republican Assembly and the chairman or former chairman of the Hawaii Republican Party. It is discriminatory. There was a bakery that was forced to bake a cake for a gay wedding. But the liberals have a right to force us to say we can't eat at a restaurant because of who we voted for. But bakeries have to make cakes based on who you sleep with. Does that make sense to anybody? No, this is going back to the, separation. Instead of it being race-based, it's being based on politics. And the gentleman that started this goes on to say, remember when Filipinos couldn't go in certain places or Japanese wouldn't be allowed in many homes and it didn't matter who they voted for? And the gentleman is of Japanese descent. Descent. The left is showing their true racism that is rampant in their whole ideology. Because they lost an election. Oh my God. They've lost before. They've come back stronger. They've rebuilt. So I don't understand. It happens. You lose. I've been saying since the primary. I thought Trump was one of the best candidates out there. Why? Because he had something that none of the others had. I know Ben Carson wasn't a politician. Fioroni wasn't a politician. Nobody really knew them. Carson, again, he was just too soft-spoken for his own good. I liked him. He was too soft-spoken. He was his own worst enemy. And that was the problem with him. Carly, it just too flip-floppy. Too wishy-washy. One minute she's, against Hillary. Next minute she's praising Hillary. She didn't have a good foundation, in my opinion. Now, starting for the left, who did they have? As much as I didn't like them, their better choice would have probably been O'Malley. I was glad Sanders didn't win. Sanders would have won it all. And he almost won against Hillary, who had home field advantage, so to speak. They weren't going to let Sanders win. He was an outsider. He was not one of them. He was not a Democrat. He was an independent running as a Democrat. So why would they let him win? He should have. They stacked the deck against the poor man. Well, he couldn't beat Hillary. How would he have beaten Trump? He had more of a... He knew how to rile up the masses. Hillary didn't. The only thing Hillary had going for her was she was female. Sorry to say, that's the only thing she had going for her. She had too many negatives, too much, too many skeletons in the closet. So it's, and I was saying, yes, Hillary got it. It's going to be a good win. And don't give me the popular vote bullshit. That has nothing to do with it. Nope. Zip it. So, yeah, they're just showing their true colors by, this hissy fit. No one can eat my restaurant. Where's the other one? There was a propane dealer, here it is, who refused to deliver to Trump's supporters, and he said he didn't care. He's getting ready to shut the business down, yada, 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 yada. Well, he's probably going to be shut down anyway. But it's funny how, and an article starts, liberals often describe themselves as being open-minded and tolerant, but following the unexpected victory of President-elect Donald Trump, far too many have revealed themselves to be closed-minded and intolerant of those who don't share their ideology. Bingo! That's exactly it. They're not tolerant. They just say it because it sounds good, and it makes people come to our side. And then they just, as long as they're tolerant to what we want, as long as they choose what we want, we accept them. But if they have different ideology, nope, we're not. And it's stupid saying that you're open to this. You're open. You're tolerant. You're the party of choice. No, you're not. Everybody has their reasons for doing things. And they have things that's not acceptable to them. Because I don't see anybody in the Democrat Party that we're against abortion. We are highly against abortion. We think it should be banned. No, that's not going to happen. Why? Because the parties don't do that. They have their ways of doing things, and that's it. Party of choice. Oh, my God. I'll tell you what, whoever came up with that idea was pretty smart. This is going to really fuck with people's head. But this idiot propane dealer, he went out and he left a message on his business voicemail informing his customers that he would no longer be delivering propane tanks to them if they had voted for Trump. The fact that he would even consider allowing his political opponents to freeze in the harsh Maine winter drew considerable backlash and negative attention. Although he wouldn't have known who voted for Trump in the first place, called his entire plans into question. And maybe he should have considered before issuing the divisive statement to begin with. Hang on. Having a mouse issue, so I unplugged it real quick. There we go. Now, is it working? Nope, still not working that great. But now what it turns out, God damn the mouse. My mouse is just not working right. And he would have been smart just to shut his mouth. Like he said, he's getting ready to get rid of the business, close it down, supposedly. Well, he's probably going to be shut down now because some people started inquiring about his business, and it turns up he no longer holds the required license to operate his business. He's been operating without that license for a couple of years. He's been breaking the law. His license to deliver propane expired in 2012, and his license to dispense the gas expired in 2014. So the man, with these high standards and this high ethical value, has been doing illegal activities, and he's trying to chastise others, which really makes me laugh. It does. He's going to start this little hissy fit war. And because Trump does not hold up to his standards, as the businessman has been breaking the law for years. That just, it blows my mind. It is not only legal to operate a business such as this without a license, but also a huge safety risk, as there are a number of safety provisions and protocols to which he must adhere to in order to qualify for it. And this man is running around trying to take the high road, and they're sitting there breaking the fucking law. And he knew he was when he did this. He knew he was doing this when he shot his mouth off. But he didn't think before he engaged his mouth. And that... it just... how stupid can you be? Boggles the mind. It really does. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our Gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. And we also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
The bloviating Zeppelin. He's big-footed enough radio shows to last a lifetime, courtesy of Sean, Clint, Ken, and Jersey Joe. Now it's time for him to waddle on his own 2 feet via the glorious SHR Media. Gird thy loins for the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon. Coming soon to Ossicles near you. Excelsior.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
ashes.
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
A team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying coffee is stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's been weird, especially as I've been talking about the liberals. They're throwing these hissy fits and then forgetting that their house is not in order. I don't like this man because he's immoral. He does X, Y, and Z. Oh, by the way, you've been operating a business without a license. You've been transporting heating fuel without a license, and you see, fucking idiots. Just, it boggles my mind. It really does. It boggles my mind. Do they not think people are going to be smart enough to start searching into a business when you start shooting your mouth off? There's been so many cases where they didn't search into businesses, jumped behind the bandwagon of something like that, and then find out that the person was running an illegal business. My head hurts. But how do you take the high ground, this high moral ground, when you're breaking the fucking law? How? Someone please explain that to me, because I don't understand it. I really don't. And now you got Harry Reid's just, I'm sorry, the man should not be out in front of a camera. Just as McCain shouldn't be out, but Graham. They're for a different reason. This man, he's It is. He's just making these comments as he goes out the door. I mean, he has just a couple days left. It's ticking away. And he makes a comment that 2020 for the Democrat Party is going to be an old folks' home. The man older than Jesus Christ himself is making comments about the age of the Democrat Party. And it was, how it started was, there was a comment made about Joe Biden might run for president in 2020. And it came out that his comment was, it depends on who's running. It appears we're going to have an old folks home. We've got Elizabeth Warren, she'll be 71, Biden 78, and Bernie Sanders 79. At least I will give, well, for the reasons why he retired, it's kind of funny. But at least Harry Reid, who's 77, is retiring from the Senate for good. You know, Democrat Party's old as dirt right now. I know Trump's older, but it's kind of like, holy shit. You're supposed to be the party for the millennials, and you're the party for the... I don't know. I can't think of a smart-ass thing to say on it. But it's just funny how he's making these these comments. And it's nothing that's helping the Democrats. He's not making any comments that are helping the Democrats at all. And it kind of makes me snicker. Because it's true. It's not the party of youth. It's not the party for the millennials. It's a party for a bunch of rich white people. Holy shit, John Kerry just stopped yammering. That's funny. He just stopped yammering. But I'm still yammering. I'm still going on. I'm still yipping away. Can't get rid of me that easy. Come on. It's Democrat Party is a joke anymore. It's the butt end of a joke. And it's not funny. I'm trying to laugh at it, but I'm trying. Now, it was funny. A couple of minutes ago, I went out on break. My daughter, she has a good friend over. She spent the night, and it was like drop dead quiet. You could hear a pin. And I'm looking at him. My daughter's friend's like, well, yeah, I didn't want to make too much noise. We're trying to be quiet. I'm like, you could talk. You don't have to sit there like statues. You're allowed to talk. You can move. So now I just heard him giggling and laughing, which is good. Hey, that shows a lot of respect that they're just sitting there. They got their tablets. They got their electronics in front of them. They're just doing their thing. It is fun. Harry Reid said he didn't make it in life because of his athletic prowess. He didn't make it because of his good looks. He didn't make it because he's a genius. He made it because he worked hard, and I tell everyone, whatever you want to try to do, make sure you're going to work as hard as you can at trying to do what you want to do. Oh. Can't disagree with him on that, and I can't disagree that he's not a genius, because he's not. Just glad to see that man retiring. I honestly think he's suffering from Alzheimer's, and it's not kind of like trying to attack me. I honestly think he's suffering from Alzheimer's, and he doesn't need to be put out in front of a camera, trotted out like a prized possession, and a hand up the ass and like a puppet. I watched him give a speech, and he couldn't remember some basic words, and they were whispering in his ear everything, and it wasn't even whispering. And I'm just sitting there going, this is elderly abuse. It really is. It's not because he's a Democrat and I'm a conservative. It's because the man is up there in age and he has some health issues. And everybody wants to trot him out. Ow. I want to do something. My hand smacked the microphone. That's professional, Joe. It just because I may make a comment about somebody doesn't always mean it's going to be a partisan comment. I honestly, I'm looking at it and just from my medical background going, holy shit, that man, that's not good. That is not good at all. Harry Reid is, what did I say, 77? Yeah, he just turned 77. And now Kel was asking how old he was in the chat room. And I can't stress it enough. I'm not saying it because he's a Democrat. I'm saying it because I have concern for the man. It's elderly abuse. If he's got these issues and they're trotting him out, it's unbelievable. I don't know. It's just, I'd be saying the same thing. I wonder about John McCain and Lindsey Graham. They're getting up there in age too, and they're not acting like they're right in the head. And I know at that age it used to be real bad, but nowadays there was a joke the other night that the 70 is the new 20. Yeah, I understand that, but you still have some people that are hitting those ages and are having issues. Just like Hillary Clinton, I don't know. There's talks of that she's going to run again and all that. I don't know if she's going to be alive. She's got too many health issues going on right now. And I know it's being sexist for bringing it up. Is your life worth all that aggravation? Is it? Because my life is worth a lot more than any political position, any amount of money. I can say that with all honesty, that there is no political position that would be worth my life. And outright honesty, it's not. Politics, there is no political position that'd be worth me dying over. And I know there's a risk as president and all that. Yammering. That's not what I'm talking about. It just, I don't know. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show. Also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. We also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
The bloviating Zeppelin. He's big-footed enough radio shows to last a lifetime, courtesy of Sean, Clint, Ken, and Jersey Joe. Now it's time for him to waddle on his own 2 feet via the glorious SHR Media. Gird thy loins for the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon. Coming soon to Ossicles near you. Excelsior.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cough with a stupid promo.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mud Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless, or at least attempting to. It's Obama's at it again. He's his term's coming to a close. His son is setting on his legacy. So he went out there and guess what he did? He blamed Fox. He blamed white America for his problems, for his failures. He went out there and he said, I was never subject to the kind of concentrated vilification of Fox News, Rush Limbaugh, and the whole conservative media ecosystem. American voters weren't seeing some image of me as trying to take away their stuff and give it to black people and coddle criminals and all the stereotypes, and not just African-American politicians, but of liberal politicians. He was created into a fictional character named Barack Obama, who they see on Fox News and who they hear about through Rush Limbaugh. Well, I got one question for him. Was it Fox News? Was it Rush Limbaugh? Was it my show or any of the other conservative shows that fucked up the healthcare system, that jacked up our premiums so high? Was it us? No, that was Obama. Was it Obama who has helped create ISIS? Or was it us? He loves to blame everybody and anybody else for his fuck-ups. And it's getting old. Who's the one that fucked up Syria? I'm going to draw a red line right here in the sand. Wasn't me. Wasn't Fox. Wasn't Rush. It wasn't a host of other conservative commentators. We didn't draw that red line. We didn't back up our rhetoric. Well, excuse me. We weren't the ones that didn't back up our rhetoric. Who's the one that sat out there every election? After being begged to shut up and go into hiding. Going out there, you're not voting on them. You are voting on my legacy. You're voting on my policies. Loss. So, who's the one that did all this? It wasn't the American people. It wasn't the conservatives. It was you, Obama. You and you alone. Well, not you alone. You had cohorts. Harry Reid. Pelosi. Hillary. Boxer. Feinstein. Actually, Feinstein kind of got tired of your shit pretty quick, too. So it's this rhetoric is so tiresome. It's annoying. Yes, it is. Same rhetoric over and over and over and over again. The American people said enough. It is time for your retirement, Obama. It is time for you to ride off into the sunset. No president has done as much damage as you have had after an election. No president has done all these regulations like you have done. You're trying to make as big of a mess as you can out the door. You did nothing during your 8 years except blame Bush, Fox, and conservatives. It was you who could not work with anybody else. And you think you could just blame others like a little child blaming an imaginary friend. You're the one that came up with this image that there's this evil entity. You're the one that came up with that myth of the conservative is just against you. Well, I never backed any of the Republicans, the very few who said that they would not work with you, that would fight you tooth and nail. I'm not going to back you now. I'm so sick of this. It's beyond why can't we get along type joke comment. It really is. It's beyond it. It's to the point of, aren't you out of office already? How many days left do we have? There's a timer for the election to 2020 already. How many days till the 2020 election? 23 days. 23 days and counting. And it's 1,484 days until January 2021 when new president there gets elected. And then it's 2,945 till the next time after that, and fourth, and so on and so on. This page actually has it all set up. Oh, my God. I thought I was bad with this. But we're almost there. Well, this one says 22 days, 539 hours, or it's 32,345 minutes, or 1,940,750 some seconds until Obama is out of office. But to be exact, it's 22 days, 11 hours, 5 minutes, and 43, 42, 41, 40, 39, 38 seconds. I love that. 1,940,720 some seconds left. Oh, wait a minute. We got to do the countdown to inauguration. Sorry. That's 22 days, 23 hours, 5 minutes. That was until, the midnight time clock. But this one is to the exact inauguration of President Trump is 22 days, 23 hours. We're almost there, people. It's going to take a while for this nightmare to get corrected, too. We already talked about. I still can't believe there's 14 countries, and these countries, some of them have the worst human rights record, and they're going to condemn Israel. Where is the UN? Because the UN is silent about Jews being massacred. Where's the UN to step in on that? Where has been the UN when Hamas has been lobbing rockets into Israel, killing innocent people? I don't recall. Why? Because the UN's being taken over by a bunch of these countries that are up to no good. It's being taken over by countries that, well, have a majority of this extremist Muslims that just want to destruction. When you have an organization that thinks North Korea is doing fine, Cuba is on the Human Rights Council, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, is on the Human Rights Council. Countries that kill people for being gay. Yeah, that's the council I want. That's the council I want. Because, yes, they're going to be so for human rights. Oh, my God. Oh, man, sorry about that. It almost made me choke thinking about it. It's an absolute joke. Is Israel innocent in all this? They're not innocent. But they're not the ones that start the majority of this shit. Such a joke. And what's funny is you have Democrats right now that are up in arms. They're pissed. They're pissed. Why? Because their messiah, Obama, has turned against them. He's showing his true dark side. He's showing the true path that they walk. And with that, I want to wish everybody a great day. Be safe. The weekend's almost here. New Year's Eve is almost upon us. And listen, I want everybody to be safe. Just watch yourself out there. I know everybody's going to go party, have fun. Great. I'm up for that. But just be safe. Be responsible. Be smart. I want everybody to have a great day. And again, I thank everybody for tuning in. I am humbled. I really am. So, you've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR in High Plains Pundit Radio. We'll be back tomorrow. Actually, I'll be back tonight. I forgot. Today's Wednesday. Tune in at 8 p.m. for the Southside Mutts. Oh, my God, am I. Buddy. Have a great day, everybody. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.